Boom. Was that the intro?
Yeah.
Good morning!
History is unfolding before our eyes, and here you are watching a podcast about hockey cards. Oh, baby, this is crazy.
Goodness. That is the face of a man that chows down on pierogies.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the
Arkhipov Pierogi Chow podcast.
We'll get better with that intro.
Yeah, we're back. Somehow, the NHL season is still going.
Oh my goodness, is it ever?
Despite the fact that in episode 1, we kept talking about how the Oilers were done.
No.
Well,
it was fairly one-sided,
yeah,
I would say. Can't have the doom and gloom the whole time.
True. But so many times we would say we would make jokes about the Oilers being done. And we look so foolish. I look mostly foolish.
I have to keep the faith going, and there is no way that I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I have not changed anything that I've done. I've worn this jersey on every off day and my McDavid jersey every game day, and I'm not changing the system.
So far, so good.
I have been inadvertently taping my stick every time the Oilers have won or have scored a big goal, so I'm wasting a lot of hockey tape. But the system's going, and I can't change anything. I'm not superstitious. I guess I am just in this case, I didn't expect them to come back 3-0, and now I can't change a thing that I have done in my life. It has to be carbon copy every day as not to throw off the balance.
Yeah. History is unfolding before our eyes, and here you are watching a podcast about hockey cards.
And not just any hockey cards.
And we appreciate you.
The cards de hockey. Assemblée de valeur. Do you want to explain what this pack in front of us is?
This right here, my wife was at the dollar store and she picked this up so that we could have a little bit of a unboxing, a little bit of a box break to open the episode.
Now, as you may be able to see from the beautiful iPhone camera facing downwards, this may contain original sealed packs. It may contain. There's a chance.
It may contain, but it's also a random mix of themed packs and card protectors.
We might just
if we're lucky, we get a McDavid
rookie.
We get a McDavid rookie and 12 sleeves to hold it in, baby.
He's wearing the Orange Crush jersey on there. I think that's a great sign to start.
No, so true. Pristine. I've gotten a few of their dollar store packs over the years. It's sort of just I don't know if they have them in the States, if you're watching from the States, or if you're watching from Canada, but it's sort of just like they purchase and repackage for retail sale from Upper Deck or
from wherever.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's just I find you can get packs that have the same cards as other packs that you have purchased. I know at the dollar store back in the day you could get packs of I think it was the 30 packs that were sweet, and it was a complete mix. You get a bunch of older 80s, 90s OPG, and then some whatever else, and then you get some Upper Deck from 2006 mixed in.
Yeah.
So it was a real jumble of whatever.
And those ones you could only see the first and the last card.
Yep.
So I would always go in, just turning them around, just going.
Yeah, transparent, just the clear plastic with a stack of 30, and you could just see the front and the back.
So you could kind of tell if it was a good pack just by the first and the last.
Totally, I went through and I got all I chose all the Canucks and the Oilers packs first, So
okay, let's break this open. Okay, so we got some. What the? Okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. So Pristine, how it works is that they have these category packs. So we have a 5-card pack. This is just a generic pack. We have a 2010 to current 3 hockey card pack.
3.
And we have a 2000s game time 3 cards pack.
So we got a total of.
And we have 4 top loaders, baby. That's our hit for this pack.
That's amazing.
So there we go. Wow. So that's how Pristine works. So I think this is what they mean by original sealed packs, because these are packs that have never been compiled together. Even though they've all been obviously opened, they are still original and they have been sealed again. So where should we start? This is pretty good. We got 2000s, which is awesome. Maybe we should save that for last.
Yeah, I think so. I'd say just start with the
generic.
Start with the 5.
Okay.
Let's see what.
Okay.
Okay,
well,
we got a spoiler on the back. So
yeah, Tyler Ennis right there. We can see that. Should we keep this sealed? Maybe resell it?
50 cents on the open market.
All right, so these are 5 generic cards. We have a Tyler Ennis 16-17, and you'll see what we mean about just like the randomosity of it all. Here's the, I've actually kept a bunch of these. I have a bunch of these like covers in my binder for whatever reason. We've got an Ivan Provorov.
Oh.
Okay. This is a new one from the new series.
Oh, dude, this is right up my alley.
We have a Shane Johnson OHL Guelph Storm.
Guelph Storm.
Amazing.
That is incredible. I love that.
I'm excited about this. We have a Stan Smil Pro Set 90-91. That is an amazing Stan Smil.
That's hilarious.
And we have an Alexander Godinyak.
I've never known how to pronounce his name.
Rookie Godinyak. I don't know.
Not my favorite set of Parkhurst, but definitely I've never seen a rookie from that particular.
Well, there we go.
What's the standout to me here is the Shane Johnson OHL Guelph Storm. I love
Look at that jersey.
The weird OHL.
Look at that.
Fits.
They had some weird colors, hey?
And the Guelph
like gray, red, blue, yellow, black.
The Jeff O'Neill was the Guelph Storm I showed you last time, right? So
that's crazy.
Similar timeline. Maybe 2 years later was that Storm one from last
Johnson.
Episode.
He averaged almost a point a game with his junior C team.
His junior C, junior C team. Yeah. is Guelph is junior A? I don't know what Guelph is back then. I've never quite sorted out the whole junior system. As someone who plays with a lot of junior guys now, but when I was younger and was eligible, I didn't play. I was
especially in the 90s. All those teams are so confusing.
Yeah, it gets really
Stan Smil
mixed
is awesome. All-time Canucks leader in games played, goals, assists, and points at the time. Yeah, that's awesome.
I like the Stan Smil cards that are actually clear.
Yeah,
the older ones.
This is a newer one. I've never had a newer one of him.
I was similar time. I think it's a score from around this time where you actually get like a shot of his face. It's not super grainy from the mid to early 80s.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And then the Provorov and Ennis, just regular upper decks.
Yeah.
Nothing too fancy. Tyler Ennis is short king, you know. Good for him.
So is Stan Smil, actually.
How tall is Stan Smil?
5'8".
Oh, man. Didn't know that.
Did you know that Stan Smil has started a fishing charter business?
Knowing the location of Vancouver in the world, that is probably a fairly lucrative operation.
No kidding. Anyway, so there we go. That's the highlight for me, is that Smil.
Love it.
Anyway, let's check out the... let's not spend too long on this.
Should we do the 2010s?
Let's do the 2010s. Put these in the net. Feels apt. I don't know.
All right. Well, we got a very current
2010s to current.
Very current and very topical player. Of course. Right off the bat. We have the current, or I think it was last year's set of Upper Deck, Sam Reinhart. Ooh. Absolute sniper this year, by the way. Oh, there's just 3 cards. Yeah. Okay. John Carlson.
All right.
And this is a CHL card.
Okay, I like that they threw that in there.
Is this the Saginaw Spirit?
I believe so.
Matthias
Sapovalov.
Sapovalov. That's a great name.
What year is that? Maybe he's still got some. Okay, 21, 22. He's set up.
He's an 04, so he's...
Yeah.
His draft is coming and gone. I don't know. I haven't heard of him.
No, me neither.
That's cool. I really like junior cards just because they are...
just something different.
They're something different, and I like the different uniforms, jerseys that they wear. And who knows, in 10 to 20 years' time, you never know what that player kind of grows into. So it could be a cool little callback reference.
Yep. Sapovalov. You heard it here first. All right, we're going to open. I'm going to do it without looking at the back. I'm going to try to anyway.
I totally forgot that I was going to try to do it without looking at the back, so.
All right. I love how classy they made the 2000s look. It's like, oh, game time in the 2000s.
This is definitely a millennial making these.
Yeah. Oh, baby, this is crazy.
Goodness.
No way is this a Wojtek Wolski in the alternate
The weird Colorado
the Colorado jersey. Rookie class, Wojtek Wolski.
We just totally
Wojtek Wolski,
destroyed the audio, just peaked it to the nines.
Dude, look at that stick he's got too.
Oh man, dude.
It almost looks clear. Like it looks like a transparent
Do you know what it is? It's an Easton Synergy. I don't know if it's a two-piece or a single. I can't remember the whole Synergy.
Amazing.
It was slightly before my time, but the Easton Synergy is unreal.
Card. Holy. Dang.
OHL top draft prospect.
Yeah.
Prospect. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've hit it out of the park with number 1.
I took the Wolski to Poland. We got another good one here.
Oh, man.
This is a Ryan Kessler Fleer Ultra gold parallel, it looks like. First season, sophomore. Ryan Kessler, this is beautiful.
You know what's cool too?
I love that.
You know what's cool? He's got number 20 on.
He does have number 20 on. That's how you know it's an early
It's from
Kessler.
the shot from the rookie season.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yep. This is nice. That is nice. Gold medallion parallel.
I just got a Marty Turco from that set a couple days ago. Yeah.
And finally, we have a Chris Kalanos.
No way!
Series.
Chris Kalanos!
That's crazy. With the Kachina, the 2002 Signature Series, which of course is where we have this from. Same set. Amazing set, gotta say.
Now, pretty much nobody in the world should know this. And I understand if you do not. Chris Kalanos in 2012 or 2013 dyed his hair like bleach blonde and had an unreal season for the AHL's Abbotsford Heat.
True.
An absolute bomb of a season. He was like
totally
point
forgot
per
about
game.
That's right.
Yeah,
He was on the Heat for a while.
He was a phenomenal player for the Heat. He was like a leading scorer.
Is he in any of these pictures?
I don't think so. Maybe this.
Maybe that one, 10, 11.
No, I can't see him in there. I think it was a little later in the Heat's timeline.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it was either the last season or the second last season.
Yeah, okay.
But no, I will never forget that flowing blonde hair.
You're so right, actually. I forgot he even played here. Oh my gosh.
What's his stat line in 2002?
Well,
has he even played?
He played U.S. college hockey. He left Boston College early to pursue his NHL dreams.
To pay immediate dividends. I've never looked at Chris Kalanos' stat line apart from that one season that he was on the Abbotsford Heat. Wow. I have a Chris Kalanos card. I don't think I have it anymore.
Right?
On the Heat,
yeah.
I have. They used to give away Abbotsford Heat cardboard cards. They may or may not come up at some point, guys. But
that's crazy because when I first read his name, I was like, I recognize that name somewhere. I guess he's just like this generic like 2000s guy. But you're right. I know him because he played on the Heat. That's unreal. Chris Kalanos!
Yeah.
Like, that's wild, man.
They got burned to the ground going by Nickelback.
Yeah. It was Chris's overtime goal in the league finals that gave Boston College their first NCAA title in 52 years in 2000.
And then the entire Boston College, Boston University scene exploded once again after that.
That's so true. Chris Kalanos started it.
Yep, the bean pot's been flying ever since. I don't think it ever stopped being crazy.
This is a highlight reel pack. Incredible. Chris Kalanos with the Kachina. I didn't even know he played for the Coyotes.
No, that's a top tier.
That is great.
Setup.
All right. That is the break from the pristine carte de hockey cards.
Now let's think about this. Was this worth $3?
$3. I feel like it was. I feel like just the 2000s pack alone was really good, actually.
That was definitely the highlight.
Like, I probably would have paid $1 for each of those, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, if I'm going into
a card store and they're selling singles of those,
yeah, like Pastimes just got a bucket out front. I'd totally go through there and get that Chris Kalanos. Again,
that's awesome.
I don't know many people that would go up, see a Chris Kalanos card, be like, yeah, I'd pay $1 for that. In a heartbeat.
That's awesome. All right.
We'll
have to divide those up amongst each other.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough go in that 2000s pack, guys.
Pristine. 4 top loaders, 3x4. I
barely have any top loaders, to be fair.
You can take these home if you want.
Oh, thanks, man.
I've got a bunch.
That's gorgeous. You're just trying to get the leverage so you can take more of that 2000s pack. Cool.
All right. Okay. What are we starting with? Doku.
I think the Doku is up. So do you want to introduce the set list that we have going here for the
Yes.
the Doku this
So we
week?
randomized it. We randomized it a while ago, actually. I don't have a screen recording of it, but you'll have to just promise. I'll have to just promise that that was what it was.
Yes, Micah created again a phenomenal little program on
thank you.
on Sheets to randomize
Yes.
this little setup here, and in pride he showed it to his wife and accidentally lost the one that we were doing. We had it written down somewhere, but this is what we have for the week. So we have Food Brand, which I learned about 20 minutes ago included.
I feel like it's
fast
obvious,
food locations.
I feel like that's obvious.
I totally thought that when we said
There was a
Food Brand,
separate
like when you brought out
fast
the
food
Jell-O
category?
card.
Oh,
last,
you wanted...
I was thinking like Food Brand,
Right.
like cereal or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But it doesn't matter too much. For future reference, we are including McDonald's and
Tim Hortons.
and other important things,
Yeah.
which I may have had different option. I was really wanting a Paul Korea.
You can bring it next time
Brand,
for,
but I'll
for
bring it.
random cards.
I totally can. But we have Food Brand and Tampa Bay Lightning, Bolts running down the top. And then on the side, we have Penguins and Left Wing. So not super difficult criteria.
No.
Left the field fairly open. I think... I mean, I've got mine right here. I can start, and then you
go
can...
for it. Go for
you
it.
started last time.
And just to clarify, if
hitters.
there's ever a category, such as Bolts X Pens, then we play it a little bit more like Puck Doku. We just find a good card of a player who played for both the Bolts and the Pens.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna kind of end with the one that I thought was kind of the funniest.
Okay, all right.
And the one that I did the most research on. This is a fairly generic one, but it is my friend Brian Bellows for both the Bolts and the Left Wing. Kind of a Minnesota North Stars legend.
Oh, absolutely.
He had 3 40-goal seasons, and he was, like I said,
he was their best player for a long time.
Best player for a very long time. He only spent parts of 2 seasons with the Tampa Bay Lightning. It just so happens that hit the criteria there.
There you go.
This also, off note, probably my favorite Tampa Bay jersey / uniform that they've ever played with. I like this entire style he's got going here.
Your favorite regular one, anyway.
Yep, he's got the classic Sherwood stick. My favorite part of this uniform is twofold. The victory stripes that you can see here under the armpit, which no other team had. I believe it was the general manager, the owner, or the president of the team that really wanted victory stripes. I think it's Phil Esposito. Wanted the victory.
Well, it was the Esposito brothers that had that owned it with the mafia.
Exactly. It's just that little thing. The best part of this entire uniform, by far, lightning bolt pants.
Yeah, it's the lightning bolt
pants are unreal.
Yep.
Another thing that I would totally wear for my C Div team if we ever had lightning bolt pants in a heartbeat.
This is a good set too. It's a nice clean.
It is. Yeah, it's nothing too crazy, but I like that there both isn't a whole lot going on, but it's not undersimplified. It's kind of a nice mix of everything.
Patrick Waugh photobomb on the back as well.
Patrick Waugh, man. Nice mask.
Very nice.
Okay.
All right.
My second card, and again we talked about Food Brand, and I had this particular Kellogg's limited edition set in mind, and I found a Peter Klima. It came down to either a Wendell Clark or a Peter Klima.
Okay.
Being, topically speaking, and with the family being from Edmonton, Peter Klima was the logical choice in my mind. As much as I love Wendell Clark, my boss Colin might get a little peed off me for disrespecting Wendell Clark. But Peter Klima was a really good forward too. He had I know he had at least 1 40-goal season mixed in there.
Yeah, well, when you're playing on that Oilers team.
Oh, right there, 40 goals. Yeah, when you're playing on that. This was kind of post-Gretzky. I believe he started with the Detroit Red Wings in 85. And the reason he wears 1985, or the reason he wears 85 is because he defected to North America in 1985. Cool. There's a very complicated story if you want to go on Wikipedia and look up his defection, as is with a lot of Czechoslovakian players. Yeah. Really, really crazy, cool stories. He was the first Czechoslovakian to defect to an American specifically team, not Canadian. You have the Stastnys and a lot of other guys that went to Canada instead. He went straight to Detroit, so kind of the first to an American team. Unfortunately, Peter Klima actually passed away last year, which is super sad. I didn't know. I'd kind of seen it when I was doing research for this. But yeah, he definitely someone that I know a lot of Oilers fans, and my dad growing up an Oilers fan has a lot of respect for him playing.
Oh, totally.
So, let's keep going. And I've got here this is another one of those weird players that I really liked but never played for one of the teams that I was a big fan of. It is Ruslan Fedotenko, the Ukrainian sniper, okay? And I love that you're wearing this jersey because it is very bittersweet for any Kiprusoff fan or any Flames fan.
Of course.
Game 7, 2004. Ruslan Fedotenko snipes 2 goals past Mika Kiprusoff.
That is right.
The Bolts win the Stanley Cup. So a super clutch player.
Yep.
One of those like second, third line guys that really makes the difference in the playoffs. Ruslan Fedotenko. Really nice set of cards. This is one of my favorite upper deck sets of all time. Nothing fancy about it even remotely. Turn around. You've got Fedotenko.
Oh yeah, what do you know? There it is, the description. Fedotenko scored both goals as the Lightning defeated the Flames 2-1.
And I can honestly say I did not even read the description on the back of there. I thought I was coming in with some deep cut information. But yeah, Fedotenko, again, with the lightning bolt down the pants. This is an interesting card for a couple of reasons. I don't know if you know the backstory of these cards. Okay.
I know.
This is... you might think to yourself, wow, this is just a really beat up Sidney Crosby upper deck card.
Not quite.
Not quite. The Sun-Kissed Oranges.
That's amazing.
The Sun-Kissed series.
Yep.
It lasted for, I believe, 5 years.
Really?
From 2006
that long?
to 2010. And there was only 10 cards per set. I think the first year had 6 cards, but there was only 10 per set. And mostly just superstars, relatively well-known players, such as Sidney Crosby. These cards came straight up in packs of oranges.
Did they actually? That was my next question.
You could find them in packs of oranges, which...
Is why they were beat up?
I don't know.
Why would you put a card
I never
in
bought
there?
a pack straight from
me
a
neither.
bushel of...
I've never
bushel of oranges? Bushes of apple.
A bag of apples.
A bag of oranges. And on this back of the card here, you can see that they actually go in to describe a particular orange.
That's right. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
They go into the Cara navel oranges.
That's right.
On the back. But yeah, 1 of 10.
Oh my god.
Like I said, they made 10 of each. The funny thing about this particular year, this set, is they actually made 20 cards, and there was an autographed version, and not like there was a fake signature. There was a legit signature.
Wow.
I don't know how rare they are. There's not a whole lot of statistics on Sun-Kissed Oranges cards, but it was this exact card except for a bar going right across the middle with Sidney Crosby's signature. The example I saw online was just in blue Sharpie.
And was that one in an orange bag too?
Yeah, must have been.
Like, because, well, orange bags are like, they're just netting. So you can just see inside them, right?
Yeah, I don't know how they would have... I have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. I forgot that they actually put like a description of what the orange was. The Cara navel orange is a navel orange variety with an orange exterior. Yeah, it's an orange exterior and rich pink interior that is extremely sweet and virtually seedless. The distinct pink interior results from the natural presence of lycopene. This is the only card that's ever going to mention lycopene. The Cara navel oranges are an excellent source of vitamin C and folate, a good source of vitamin A, and a source of fiber.
And a source of fiber.
Barely anything about Crosby except for his 1 3-season stat line.
Yeah, they just combine all the seasons. He's got a sweet shoulder patch on the side there that I don't know what that is. I think it says Pittsburgh 250, so 250th anniversary of the city of Pittsburgh, potentially.
Oh, yeah.
Wearing the gold.
Yeah.
Pens jersey with that classic Reebok.
Yeah, this is a good setup of cards, man.
the Sun-Kissed really takes the cake,
and
really it's not fancy at all. It's
you almost want to flip
it
over to the back just to feature the Sun-Kissed logo.
Like, what the heck is? Yeah. Shout out to my neighbor up the street. Actually, it wasn't even Sean. It was his little brother Ryan. I think I traded that card in like 2010. He gave me something where we were playing with like Star Wars Phantom Menace Lego in the driveway. I lost my Darth Maul lightsaber blades in the rock, so I was very disappointed. And we traded hockey cards. Yeah, I don't know what I traded in return for the sun-kissed oranges, and I hope that they are still enjoying sun-kissed oranges to this day, and that they are getting their sufficient vitamin
They gotta
C,
bring
vitamin A.
they gotta bring these cards back. Man.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my set of
That's awesome.
of cards.
The Kellogg's too.
Today, the Kellogg's.
The limited edition collector's Kellogg's series.
Which I don't know if you've seen those, but they're literally just near carbon copies of the regular store set from that year. They just happen to be a little more purple. So
well, Josh, I am glad you ended with the Crosby card because I am just gonna go ahead and one-up you a little bit.
Oh, beautiful. Oh man.
This is of course a sun-kissed Cara.
It's got the exact same description on the back.
The same description. Everything.
You know when you texted me, I have a killer one for the Penguins. It's not.
I was so afraid that you would have this exact same card, but I'm so glad that I can be able to show off the baby blue Penguins alternate.
Which we can all say is probably one of the best Penguins jerseys of all time.
Oh, for sure. But it is the same set.
4 NHL seasons.
Actually, yeah, I guess the next year's. No autograph on this one either, but...
No, I think it was just the year that I had that set of cards. It had
there you go.
An autographed edition, but that is clearly in better condition. It appears that
hardly.
Your bag had less oranges in the bag.
No, and you know what? I did not also purchase this from oranges. I received this from a lunch monitor in elementary school. Now, I don't know if Sean's little brother was ever a lunch monitor. Because that would be crazy. Do you think he was? Do you think he was old? Like, how old is Sean's little brother? Is he like my age? Or is he older?
No, he's younger.
Oh, then it would.
Unless it was Sean himself. The plot thickens.
I don't, like, I feel like I knew Sean well enough that I would have recognized if it was him.
Yeah, me too. That... Completely separate.
Either way,
lunch monitors. I totally forgot that lunch monitors existed.
Were a thing, yeah.
I was a horrible lunch monitor.
No, I was a great one.
I
disciplined them.
Our class was out of hand. Lunch monitors in our small town in British Columbia, Canada. It was just
like grade 5, like 5th grades.
There wasn't enough teacher supervision during elementary school lunch hours, so they just had grade 5s come in and sit in grade 1, 2 classes and like
kindergarten.
Watch the kids.
Yeah, kindergarten to grade 1. Yeah, make sure they weren't doing anything stupid. But I was having a conversation with my lunch monitor. I was probably in grade 1, and I said that I did not have any Sidney Crosby cards. And the next day he comes and he gives me one.
What a nice guy.
And that is genuinely like, for also like thinking back, he felt like he was 20 years old, you know what I mean?
Oh, hey.
But of course, thinking back,
I have a Sidney Crosby for you, young
that's
buck.
that's like an 11-year-old being really nice. So shout out to that.
That's quite a card to just.
Yeah, right.
I mean, again, maybe he never thought that the sun-kissed orange train of cards would ever stop. He's like, my mom buys these all the time. I've got unlimited Sidney Crosby sun-kisses.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the that is the Penn's food brand that I've got. Very glad that you didn't have the exact same one, so we could each kind of riff on the sun.
Just a little close.
I'm gonna go with Bolt's left wing. I'm gonna go diagonal across.
Okay.
So I wasn't too picky about this one. This is a Rob Zaminer. This is
good name.
97-98. Rob Zaminer, Lightning, left wing.
Upper Deck Collector's Series.
Collector's Choice. This is a really nice set of cards. I will say that I love what's on the back. They have a Chippy Says section. I don't know if you've seen these at all, but for a while Upper Deck had Collector's Choice, and they had a segment where it was Chippy Says, and it was like a little piece of trivia.
I have some cards that say that, but I don't think it's from this set. I think I have a different set that says Chippy Says.
They did it for like a couple years, trying to be like, Chippy Says. Now, Coach Chippy, do you think he knows about this?
To Coach Chippy?
Well, Coach Chippy is like 18 years old or whatever.
But it looks like him.
It kind of does. So I wonder if he knows about this and that's what he's going off of. I don't know.
I have infinite respect for Coach Chippy if he based his name off of,
Off of Chippy Says.
off of Chippy. Says.
That would be awesome.
Someone's got to ask
Coach
him.
Chippy, if you're watching, Chippy Says, what are your thoughts? Anyway, so according to this card, Rob Zaminer is regarded as one of the game's best defensive forwards.
Really?
Yeah.
We should look at the Selke finishing votes.
Yeah, and see if that's the case. But he was one of only 2 Bolts to play all 82 games in this particular season, and he also set records for Lightning rookies in their inaugural season. So he was the... I guess it's sort of an easier job if you're starting out with a brand new franchise and you're a rookie. You don't have anything to compete with. But that's why it's set and not broke.
Yep.
But yeah, do I have anything else that I wanted to say about Zaminer? I don't think so.
I don't know a ton about him. I've
Chippy Says, that's about it.
Seen the name in passing,
Yeah.
but I don't know a whole lot about him.
But yeah, pretty decent card.
It's a nice set. It's a good looking set of cards.
Yep, shoulder patch. It's cool. The lightning pants again.
Lightning pants, and I love the lightning text that they had on the back of the jersey.
Yeah.
The wavy font. So
yeah. I'm gonna go with my Bolts pens now. I'm going with a Tendy. This is a 93-94 O-Pee-Chee Premier Wendell Young on the Lightning. This is a great picture, I think. I love it when the Tendy pictures show an actual save. You can see the puck in his glove, which is awesome. He's doing a kind of a hybrid glove save there, which is great.
Yeah, break down the goalie for us.
I'm about to turn into Kelly Rudy out here.
I see a little bit of a reverse VH going there.
He's covering all his holes well. Well, as you can tell by his stats, he did not cover his holes all that well. Now, Wendell Young, I did a deep dive on this guy, okay? I'm excited. He was the first player selected in the expansion draft.
Really?
First player. He went as number 1. Number 1, first player, first ever Lightning player.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because, well, actually, he didn't go 1 overall because the Senators selected Peter Sidorkiewicz at number 1.
Yeah.
And then Wendell Young went at 2.
Another wicked goalie.
Yeah.
Wicked name.
Wicked name for sure. But Wendell Young, as you can tell, you can't read it here, but I will. Sorry. Last season, Wendell tied for the lowest goals against average among Lightning goalies, was 2nd in wins and games, and 3rd in save percentage. So they used enough goalies to
of all the goalies.
He finished 3rd in save percentage, 2nd in wins and games, and tied for the lowest GAA, which his number was 3.66 was his GAA. And in addition,
I don't hear any complaints about Stuart Skinner after that.
Wendell Young started the first game for the Lightning in franchise history. He conceded the first goal in Lightning history, got the first win in that game, I will say, against the Chicago Blackhawks. But if you look at the tape of the first goal conceded in Lightning history, it is comical. I'm going to get you to look this up afterwards.
Okay.
But essentially, it starts with a scramble in front of the Lightning net. Wendell Young is turned completely around. He makes an incredible backward save. Like the one that I think it was Price that made like a backward save with his leg a couple years ago. But he makes an incredible backward save in this scramble in front of the net. The Lightning are clearly out of their depth a little bit, and they just dump it down the ice. The Blackhawks run it back up. Chicago player, forget who it was now, but he flips it in. Wendell Young lets it bounce over his pads, and from center, he concedes the first goal in Lightning history. And
that's a strong precedent to set, right off the bat.
And they ended up winning that game, of course, which is great.
For him for coming
Obviously,
back.
they didn't do that great that season.
No.
But anywho, that's an awesome clip, and if you can find it online, it's awesome to watch. But I'm not done there. On the ice for that game, for the Chicago Blackhawks, on the ice for that goal, was Chris Chelios. Okay? Chris Chelios of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay. Fairly well-known player,
Eventually, Wendell Young becomes GM of the Chicago Wolves, and he signs a early 40-year-old Chris Chelios to an AHL contract. And that was one of the oddest moves that Wendell Young would make as GM. To finish off my Wendell Young spiel, I will say that Wendell Young is the only man in North American sports to have won the Stanley Cup, the Calder Cup, the Turner Cup, and the Memorial Cup.
Holy smokes!
So
he's a born winner.
He was nicknamed the Ringmaster because of how many rings he had. Because he is the only person.
Who did he win the cup with?
Penguins.
Oh, was he a backup or a third string?
He was a backup for Barrasso, yeah.
Wendell Young.
He won all 4 of those trophies. And he was the first player in Chicago Wolves history to have his number retired because he played with them in the IHL for a while.
Yeah.
And he won the Turner Cup in the IHL with the Hershey Bears.
Yeah, which is something that players can't do.
They can't do anymore. Right? So nobody is touching that record, which is very cool. Ended up becoming GM of the Chicago Wolves. He's a legend around the Chicago Wolves franchise, which is great.
Good for
anyway,
Chicago.
Yeah, there's a lot on Wendell Young apparently. I don't think I have any more. Let me check the.
That's incredible. Notes. I don't even know if I've heard the name Wendell Young before. So that's I will say
I've got a few of him on the Pens, but
I like I feel like there was a lot of goalies that went for crazy pad designs. The old, huge, giant, bulky Michelin Man pads and just plain white look pretty slick.
And they did not work out that well that season anyway. But the glove hand was infallible.
You're gonna have to throw some of that footage in there.
It's hilarious, honestly. I laughed out loud when I saw it the first time. I was like, this cannot be possible.
Food brand left wing.
Anyway, food brand left wing. I've got a pair because they sort of go together.
Hey, awesome.
So, yeah, actually, you got me these. So this is McDonald's Upper Deck All-Star Brian Bellows, as well as a Vinny Damphousse.
Which we also now know that Brian Bellows will fit in the Bolts and Pens.
Yeah, actually.
I was Bolts left wing.
Yeah.
Was Bolts left wing.
Yeah. I didn't know he would come up multiple times today, but here we go. Phenomenal. So this is from the 1992 All-Star Game.
Yeah.
As you can see, actually, it's very interesting. So it labels Bellows and Damphousse as members of the North Stars and Oilers, respectively. However, at the end of each of their little spiels for Bellows, it says he was traded to the Canadiens in August '92. At the end of Dampousse's, it says, Damphousse was traded to the Canadiens in the '92 offseason.
Huh.
And you know what the Canadiens would go on to do in that '92-'93 season?
Well, they'd win the Stanley Cup.
They win the Stanley Cup, my friend, with Damphousse and Bellows being members, each of them scoring in the final, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. And apparently the Canadiens were very busy during the 1992 offseason. So this is an interesting one. To categorize anyway, because obviously it labels them as members of the North Stars and Oilers, but it says at the end that, as far as the latest info goes, they're members of the Canadiens.
That's crazy. I bet you. I imagine it was just at the point of them
being
in those
an all-star,
uniforms, being an All-Star. They were on that. That was the team that they were representing at the All-Star game. Right?
So it's an odd little thing that you can find, but anyway,
those are some.
Brian Bellows.
Those are some jerseys.
Had to reschedule his wedding because he had originally planned it for early June, and the Canadiens were in the Stanley Cup Finals, so he had to reschedule his wedding, which cost them thousands of dollars, but apparently his wife was very good about it. In contrast to Vincent Damphousse, who has gotten into some legal trouble with his wife, I will not go into that, but
nice.
We'll say that this is a fun little left-wing food brand combo.
Those jerseys look like they could be McDonald's brand jerseys.
Oh, very true, actually.
Yeah.
All-Star McDonald's. But yeah, I thought that was a fun little...
Nice.
A couple fun little factoids in there.
Yeah, I love the connection. I'm very surprised that you...
But yeah, and that Habs team was the last Stanley Cup winning team to feature all North American skaters. They did not have any Europeans on that team.
A single European? From the Kings or the...
Well,
the King? Oh, you mean the Canadiens?
Habs. Yeah, the Habs were the last...
That kind of tracks for the Canadiens, though. It's like a huge... French-Canadian force built in, and they kind of surround them with a lot of other North American guys.
Yeah, so I thought there were a lot of really interesting little facts surrounding that Habs team, and these two guys in particular. A little bit more so for Bellows as opposed to Damphousse, but we'll leave him on top. We'll say he's the representative.
Absolutely. That's sweet.
But yeah, that's the McDonald's, which counts as a food brand, I will say. And
cheers.
I apologize. That puck doku for me was a little long, but that's what we got.
No, that's good. That's what we like. And we don't want to talk maybe per se about my man Vinny over there. We'll just let that be. But the team he was playing for a while.
Oh gosh, this is a great segue, huh?
The team he was playing for a while. Wait, what did we already do the Oilers and we did the PK units.
We haven't done the PK units. We
Have
did
we
the
done the PK
all-time
units?
Panthers and Oilers.
So the Oilers,
They've got a really good PK.
my transition game was so close. I lost the train of thought like midway through
You
that.
dropped the
I'm
ball,
like,
brother.
okay, but the Oilers, and they have a different Vinny that plays for them, guys, and he is. While being scratched, he was still part of an excellent run that the Edmonton Oilers have gone on in this
So true.
in the Stanley Cup playoffs in the penalty kill, and we wanted to do the top penalty kill units
Of all time.
that we could assemble.
Yeah.
And again, as is my style, I feel like I went for like an interesting
choices.
second unit PK, but. I'm ready to go. If you've got your PK unit, let's.
No, you can go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna get water.
Okay, let's just take a
little bit.
quick breather, and then we'll come back to the PK in a sec. Okay,
Who do we got?
PK unit. I have. I'm gonna start with. I didn't know I had this card. I didn't know I had this player in any significant amount, but I cannot, in good conscience, create a PK dream unit without my man. Absolute heater the last 30 games of his career. Connor Brown has been...
Oh my goodness, yep.
Unbelievable. I didn't even know he was an assistant captain with the Ottawa Senators. I'm just learning this now.
Shows what the Senators were up to.
I was hunting in my... hunting for one of the other things that we were doing. I think it was the Doku left-wing foods, and I was going through the Canadian teams that I have in a binder.
Yeah.
And Connor Brown was just on the back page of the Ottawa Senators as I was turning to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
This guy's got to go on my
there is
PK
no
unit.
way. Connor Brown has performed
It's been shocking, to be honest.
unbelievably in this Stanley Cup final and in the third round too. He's been great. He didn't even start the playoffs. He was scratched for the first round and a half.
He's been a punchline for so long.
I know.
Having not scored for however many games it was, and then all of a sudden...
He had about 65 games without a goal.
Which is nuts.
And he scores, and then all of a sudden he scores two more.
Again.
And then
And
this
again,
playoffs,
and again.
he just has kept scoring. This is the hardest hockey that you
incredible,
should have to play right now.
Yeah.
And Connor Brown, I am so close to really pissing my wife off and buying a Connor Brown jersey. It is nuts. So Connor Brown, by far one of my favorite players right now. We're going to switch it up and go to a Danish legend in the field.
Right.
And this is a very old card, and it's made of some really strange
That's beautiful.
plastic. It is not like it's... It's like plastic wrap.
The acrylic.
The acrylic transparent.
Oh, that's so nice.
Franz Nielsen.
Wow,
who was
nice.
He was a very good penalty killer for the Islanders. I know he played for Detroit.
Yeah.
But also a ridiculous shootout. Like lethal in the shootout, lethal on the penalty kill. Led the team in shorthanded goals on multiple occasions.
Yep.
But nothing too complicated about the card itself. It's like an Ice Premier's card, but this is the only one I have with the acrylic.
Really nice. Well, yeah, like this is numbered to 499, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest cards I have, and I mean, knowing the way that I've kept all the cards and not really cared about them a whole lot, especially when I was younger. The nice thing about the acrylic is that the edges don't really get too damaged.
No, they don't get too bad. It's just the
for whatever reason. That's
really
so
cool. Actually,
I think, and the way I thought about this is, Connor Brown and Janmark have worked so well because Connor Brown is, I would say, they're both skilled. Obviously, they're NHL players. I'm not knocking anybody. I cannot even compete with these guys. This is kind of the sort of hockey that I play. I feel like if I'm on the ice in any capacity, in a competitive or non-competitive, I'm just doing beer league now. I'm way more penalty kill. Get the legs going, touch the puck. I'll lose it, but I'll make sure that the other team doesn't have it either. Connor Brown, a bit more of the speed. He's usually a pass first kind of guy, right? Not a incredible. Although we did see him score a highlight reel.
Yeah, I mean,
breakaway.
He looks like Connor McDavid.
He's got the skill. Franz Nielsen, being a shootout specialist, and a really good player. He's kind of like the Janmark in this equation. He's the shooter. He's also incredibly quick. So I think those two would be a great pairing. And again, Nielsen's very well known for his PK and for his shootout. So I think that'd just be a fun combo. I've had Franz Nielsen in my head as a PK specialist since I was a kid.
Interesting.
So, and here's where it gets interesting because the defense can kind of be whatever we want, right? Yeah. There's not a whole lot. So I went for like kind of just a prick defensive back end. This is another old card that I have that I really like. It is a Pierogi Pete's Chris Pronger in that classic all 94 rookie. Hockey prospects, all rookie set.
Rookie sensation.
He's just kind of a pain in the butt to play against. I mean it speaks for himself, the name Chris Pronger, right? And I'm wearing the Oilers jersey from when he played here for
of course.
Incredible season. They also made it to a Game 7 in the Cup final, and I thought maybe this would bring us some luck here. So yeah, Chris Pronger, Peterborough Pete's, really nice jerseys as well.
The burgundy.
Nice. And I had a lot of different cards that I could choose from for this player. Okay. But it's footy. It's Adam Foote. And
that's a good choice.
This one is as a rookie season. The Sault Ste. Marie is the only statistics on the back. He had a really good career too. Mostly as a shutdown guy. Yeah. I mean, he's not.
This would be a killer defense pair.
Yeah, he's not exactly known for his scoring prowess, but shutdown, absolute shutdown.
You've got a righty and a lefty, I believe.
Yep. So that's my dream PK unit.
I don't see many power play goals going in on these guys.
No. If you can just play these guys, 10 minutes on PK a night, exclusively. I think it'd be a good setup. But Connor Brown, Franz Nielsen, and then the back end, Chris Pronger for that bite, that meanness, Zadorov-esque. I can't believe I just compared Zadorov to Chris Pronger. It's bad. Don't quote me on that.
That's bad for the Canucks.
Bad for the...
Zadorov's agent's going to pick that up, and he's going to be like, hey, you hear what this guy said?
You hear what this guy in the local Vancouver area said? So he's cross-checking guys in the corner. Adam Foote is blocking everything.
Everything, yeah.
So that's my PK.
That's a good lineup.
All right. What do you got in your back pocket?
What do I have? All right, so I'm going to open it up with the back line. I'm going to do the safe pick first. I am going to put out Mr. Perfect, Nicklas Lidstrom.
Yes,
he is the all-around defenseman, possibly the best of all time. I don't know.
It's up for debate.
It is up for debate.
As a defenseman, a true defenseman, as far as the position goes, he embodies everything.
Especially era adjusted, like everything, taking that into account.
So many players have just the utmost respect for Nicklas Lidstrom.
So he holds opponents to a league low 2.16 GAA with Detroit, which is quite impressive.
That's a sweet card too.
Yeah, this ovation set is really nice.
I was inches away from, instead of going for who's my other forward, Franz Nielsen, I almost did an ovation, this exact same set, but a Mike Richards as well.
He would have been a good PK guy. But yeah, Lidstrom, not a lot you can say about him other than he's pretty much the perfect defenseman.
Everything that's been said about him speaks for itself.
7 Norris trophies is just insane. He was like routinely like a plus 40, which is like, that's so astronomical. He was plus 50 one year.
The Red Wings were a wagon.
They were a wagon, and they were a wagon
20 plus years.
In huge part because of this man. Paired with him, I've got Chris Russell.
The all-time leader in shots
blocked, and that's just, I looked up who's leading. I'm pretty sure it's Chris Russell, but yes.
Edmonton Oilers legend.
Yeah. So he has all kinds of records when it comes to blocking, most in a season, in a game, I think he's got. But I just figure, let Lidstrom do the hard stuff, like freaking, playing the puck, whatever you need to do.
Totally.
Just get this man on the floor. Just get him on the floor. Everything's gonna hit him. The goalie's not gonna have to do much.
Unbelievable choice.
Yeah,
that's a choice after my own heart right there.
And then for my,
I just saw that card. That's incredible. That's so cool.
I have two centermen, okay? Because if
That's
they get
okay,
waved
yeah.
out, I want to make sure we've
they're
got
still
the
winning
draw.
the face-off, yeah.
I've got to make sure we're winning the draw, okay? I've got Manny Malhotra.
That is an unbelievable card
On
right
the
there.
stars. This is a tops total, Manny Malhotra. This is early in his career. Not a rookie, not even a sophomore, but after he was with the Rangers.
Does that say roll?
Yeah, so this is a cool like little sectional kind of card. So
It's
they've
tops,
got their
again.
stats, the player's history, where it says like where he came from, whatever, and it's got his role. So he fills a strong defensive role on a club featuring Modano, Turgeon, and Arnott, of course. And Malhotra, I remember him being an absolute beast on the Canucks penalty kill.
Yeah,
And
no,
not
you're
only
absolutely
that,
right.
not only that, but I remember him being an absolute beast in NHL 2002. And the reason I'm picking him for PK specifically is because I have a core memory of Manny Malhotra scoring a hat trick on a single penalty kill with my Vancouver Canucks team in NHL 2002.
Virtually in 2002 on the giant cube computer that was down here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, but I definitely scored a hat trick with Malhotra while he was on the PK with the same penalty because we played on easy mode.
Yeah, no, well, why wouldn't you want to score?
Exactly. So I think that's cool. And for my last PK pick, another center, we've got Steve Kasper of the Bruins. Now you may think, I don't know anything about Steve Kasper. I don't know if you do. Do you?
Just in passing, no.
Okay,
What do you got for me?
So Steve Kasper, I've got some literature to pull out.
Okay.
So we have...
Oh, that's why.
We have Hockey's Greatest Insults, Slap Shots by Kevin Nelson, the funniest things ever said. But there is a quote in here from the great one. Asked on who plays defense on him the hardest, Wayne Gretzky replied, "Nobody played better defense on me than Steve Kasper. When I got married, I half expected to see Kasper standing at the altar in a tux," which is an all-time quote. And that is the sole reason that I've picked Steve Kasper. He was a Selke winner in his second season, I should say.
Really?
With the Bruins, yeah. And yeah, according to Wayne Gretzky, they were teammates for a while in LA. But according to Wayne Gretzky, the best shadower, and it even says on the back here, he is known primarily for his checking abilities. He often draws the assignment of shadowing opponents' leading scorers.
Nice. That stat line's a pretty good first year
and
player,
rookie year, 56 points, 76 games played.
94
penalty minutes. So
that's great.
I've never seen any tape of him or anything like that, but based on the quote from Wayner.
From Wayno. Wayno has the largest, most incredible hockey knowledge background of all time.
So if he says that Steve Kasper played the hardest defense on him, I will believe him 100%. So yeah, and they came into the league around the same time. So it's interesting that they had maybe a little bit of a rapport probably before they were even teammates.
That's a wicked set of penalty killers.
Yeah.
And Manny Malhotra topical. He's the latest.
Latest signing for Abbotsford. Abbotsford Canucks head coach.
That's
and
sweet.
Maybe their PK will be 100% next year because of it. I don't know. Anyway,
Trickles all the way up.
This is a great photo too. He's got some really good sty. He's got some really good sty. His hair looks great.
Does he have like
I think he's got
dye?
cornrows or something. He's got cornrows or something like that.
He totally has cornrows.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Manny
style.
Malhotra
With hair.
with hair, but with cornrows.
So I was pretty satisfied with that PK unit. In net, we got Kippersoff.
Love it.
Anyway, Josh, why don't you move on to the next segment here?
Steve Kasper. Incredible
See how your segue
Los
is.
Angeles King.
Oh, true.
Teammate of Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the LA Kings, not breaking news per se, but it was announced this
Especially
week.
not by the time I edit this.
But no. So 3 weeks ago, the LA Kings revealed their latest brand new logo for their jerseys, and by far and away, it's
better.
It's better.
It's definitely better.
It's my favorite personal LA Kings logo.
Okay.
From the hierarchy of Los Angeles Kings logo. I'm not a huge Burger King fan.
Not many people are.
I think if the crown was done more moderation colors wise, it could be good. But that is when I think of LA Kings, that is what I want. I want to think of the silver with the black and the white. So what we've done is we've assembled a kind of a jersey history for the Los Angeles Kings from the start to the current. And we've also done it with the Ducks as well, seeing as the Ducks are going to get
that's a revamp as well.
A little revitalization. So,
thank goodness for that. Holy.
Oh, seriously, seriously. So, I don't know. We both have cards kind of older.
I mean, I don't
start at the oldest and kind of work our way to the newest.
Sure.
We can each kind of display cards as we go here. But do you want to show an older LA Kings card? We'll look at the jersey.
Well, this is not actually an older card, but it features an older photo.
Okay.
We've got a Luc Robitaille here in the royal purple, which is lovely, I think.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. You don't see many high definition pictures of this jersey from that era.
No.
But this is, I think it's a nice jersey. I like the purple. I wish that LA would have a little bit more purple in their logo now that they just announced, but the bar was pretty low for that logo, in my opinion.
Totally.
So, Lucky Luke, according to this card. Anyway, Lucky Luc Robitaille.
Yeah.
Nice little artifacts card. I like artifacts because it shows some older pictures of some legends.
Totally.
But yeah, that's about all I got for that. You want to put one up there now?
Sure. Yeah, I've got a couple just with the purple jersey era. I don't know if you have a couple more purple ones as well.
I got one more.
Okay, so there was two kind of generations of the LA Kings jersey, the original, the purple and the yellow. You had the one that Micah showed there with the stripe running down the sleeve.
It's nice
as well.
I like
It is really nice, and Bernie Nichols.
was
Also,
great.
like an incredible player.
Yeah.
He had like 70 goals.
He had 150 points.
So like
season.
incredibly
The most random
underrated.
150 point scorer, perhaps.
Absolutely. But they had the purple with the yellow stripe, which I believe came second. Originally, it was just solid. And another fact, maybe before I say this, LA in this era was one of the only teams to not have a white jersey.
Oh, really? They had yellow.
Their away jersey was yellow. So they had a purple home
right.
and an away yellow.
Well,
which
that's cool.
I don't have a
more
whole
teams should
lot.
do that.
I don't have a whole lot of the yellow cards.
I have a straight yellow, but it's a bit more modern.
Right. But originally, before the stripe down the shoulders, they just had solid.
And I'll go ahead and throw this one up
Sure.
there too. Right away. Both Dion's.
Both Dion's career point leader. No kidding. What an incredible player.
Yeah.
But they did have just the straight purple for a long time too. That was kind of their OG look. I don't know how you feel about the stripe versus the plain.
I think. Actually, I don't know. I think I like both of them.
I do like both of them. I like the numbers, how big the numbers are on the purple jersey.
I don't know that they needed the white as well with the yellow.
Yeah, it's a lot of...
It looks better in this picture. These ones almost make it look blue because they're just so old.
And I thought I'd just throw this in, even maybe over top of the Marcel card I have here. This is a throwback jersey that they did a couple years ago. This is a Young Guns Martin Jones.
Oh, that's nice.
But that is what that jersey would have looked like had it been in the correct coloring, right?
yeah.
The old pictures, the old
It's
cards
pretty
that
clear
faded.
looking at it there, it almost looks simplistic. Almost.
Yeah, well, there's not much going on, right? It's just, and even look at the striping that they have.
They don't even have a shoulder patch there. If they added a shoulder patch, maybe, or
yeah, because they just have.
I don't know. Yeah.
They just have the one stripe on the socks, the one stripe on the pants, the one on the arm.
I don't have super strong feelings. I'll throw this out there while we're talking about the purple and yellow. We got a nice little Jeff Carter.
Wow, that is bright.
That's very yellow, and the yellow helmets as well. They didn't even go purple buckets or anything.
It just straight up looks like the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
Like it's not even close.
I respect what they're doing. I always respect when a team does something a little bit off the wall, but that just doesn't look awesome.
Totally. And I guess this is our collection of the yellow and purple. I don't know if you had any more from this particular era.
No, I don't.
But that was the original set of Kings jerseys, right? So these are all options that they could have gone for the rebrand or something completely new.
Yeah.
But in terms of the all-time, what I think of these versus the new versus the old, all the reasons, this is probably, I think I prefer this a little over some of the stuff to come.
Okay, all right.
I like the color out of it. Maybe we can save the rankings for last. We'll just put up some of the cards and kind of sort them into what our favorites are. But maybe let's clear the board and then we can start doing some from the next era. We can sort those all out later.
Yeah.
So next in my head is the the Gretzky.
Yeah,
the Kings.
which I actually don't have any ready, so you can take control.
I have quite a few here. I really like this card, but I don't know a whole lot about Jamie Storr.
I've got a couple of him on the Kings as well. I don't think he did a whole lot in his career, frankly, but he made it to the NHL.
He made it to the NHL.
We must commend him.
Absolutely. It's a nice card. Removable protective film. So there might be a removable.
You want to do that? You want to freaking remove the rubber?
Oh man, there is a removable protective film.
They've got some like that, but sometimes, like, if you want to keep it on, I think maybe sometimes, it's like a higher value if you keep on.
Yeah, I might just keep that on. I had no idea. Yeah. I always kind of wondered what the bubbles were on the side.
Yeah,
but I just never
some
quite
cards
read that.
do that for whatever reason. Anyway, this is a really nice card. 7th overall pick. The baby-faced puck stopper. That's how they describe Jamie Storr. The baby-faced puck stopper.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Legendary. Yeah. So just a classic rookie card.
Yeah. It's a nice jersey. It is a nice jersey. Nice, clean jersey.
Absolutely is. I have a couple examples of couple more examples of that. In the white there, I've got a Marty McSorley, another Platinum Players Club.
Oh, that's a great card to have for a Kings card in that era.
Yeah, and you get to really see the logo up there. It's nice and close. You get to see the beautiful hair.
Of course.
Marty McSorley, sometimes a controversial figure. One of Gretzky's
you don't say.
best boys. So,
speaking of the 93 finals, of course, turning point, his illegal stick in the 1993 finals against Bellows and Damphousse.
Yeah, they literally got a coin on there and started testing the...
Yeah.
That's incredible. What a call, by the way. I have... This is the white jersey, and the black is literally just the inverse. I have a Gretzky's teammate, Rob Blake.
Wait, there's a set called Teammates of Gretzky?
Or Coéquipiers de Gretzky.
Right. Coéquipiers de Gretzky.
Yeah, it's a McDonald's
There's
set.
a food brand for you, yeah.
Yep, and it has a little spiel on him, and then
under the tutelage of Wayne Gretzky.
It didn't play the same position at all.
Wow, I've never seen this set. Never heard of this.
I will say there are.
That's
obviously,
fascinating.
It makes sense that there's a bajillion Wayne Gretzky sets out there.
Oh, for sure. They have milked this guy like a prize heifer.
What he said. But all of the Wayne Gretzky cards that I see, all the Wayne Gretzky series, they always have Wayne's face somewhere on there. It's like, it'll be
that is funny.
Teammates of Gretzky's or Gretzky's choice, and it'll be, oh, there's Theo Fleury, and then you turn to the back of the card and it's just Gretzky skating. It's nothing to do with.
Yeah.
And the last one, and potentially, I would say the most infamous jersey to ever exist.
Could very well be.
Could very well be.
This could almost classify as a food card.
It could. The Burger King jersey, and you actually see, maybe that's just a shadow of like a stick or something. No, the shoulder is like a complete different shade.
Gradient, yeah.
Wraps all the way down the front of the chest. If by some chance you haven't seen this jersey, please go look it up.
It's pretty gnarly.
It is one of the greatest things. Aesthetics did a really cool video. He's done lots of great videos. Go check out that channel if you haven't seen any of his stuff already. Great stuff around jersey content.
Yeah.
But he's done a couple deep dives into the creation of the Burger King jersey with guys that have actually sketched the prototypes, what it's supposed to look like.
Interesting.
Originally, the Burger King logo did not have any purple in it. It was supposed to be more of a central logo. It was not supposed to be put on the side of the jersey. There was not supposed to be a gradient involved. So we could have had a very different, more fisherman, Islanders-esque jersey rather than this. And the fisherman, that's a whole other tangent to go down. But the Burger King jersey, Matthias Nordstrom. There's a decent shot.
Does Chippy say anything in this?
Right
in this
there.
Card?
Oh, he does. Chippy does.
That's a quiz, Josh.
Okay. I didn't look at the answer because I can't read it.
Who were the only two Kings goalies to record a playoff shutout? Chippy's quiz. He even looks more like Coach Chippy here. He's got blonde hair. Canon. It's canon that Chippy has blonde hair.
The storyline continues. I want to say Rogi Vachon.
That is correct. That is one.
Okay. This is where it gets really hard.
This is hard. I wouldn't have said this.
Let me look at my...
You're not going to find him. I almost guarantee.
It's not Rob Stauber.
No, it's not, and it's not Jamie Storr either.
Hit me with it.
Terry Sawchuk.
Terry Sawchuk on the Kings.
That is unbelievable.
That's crazy. That was my inner Jeff Merrick tribute with the Rogi Vashon. Yeah. That's all I have. That was my quick on the spot deep cut.
That was good, yeah.
That's about all I got. So this is kinda, go ahead.
Sorry. No,
I've said much on this. You go ahead.
Well, I will say, you've got a segue card right here because as you can see, they've got a different logo here than they do on the jersey in this card. I don't know if you can see that.
Correct. They have an alternate logo right there that would not just become an alternate logo. Well, seeing as I did all the displaying of the cards for that, would you like to transition into the crown jerseys?
This might be, I don't know. I will start out with this one. I've got 2 goalies to feature here because
Felix the cat.
I've got Felix Potvin here.
He looks like a cat.
He's awesome.
Whatever move that is. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he's trying to do here. I guess he's like juggling a puck or whatever, but he looks like mid-run. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like
I don't know what he's doing.
And just about to run up to center ice.
And he's kind of jumped and he's off.
It's definitely a pretty interesting position, but I love that card. I love the old the Brian's pads and the stick.
I was just about to say, so many guys from this era wearing the Brian's pads.
Yeah, and he's got a great mask. He always did have a great mask. Absolutely. But speaking of great masks,
oh man!
And this is moving on to a slightly different jersey where the crown is actually the primary logo. This one looks a little bit like a European jersey. It's got a lot going on.
Well, and even this one in particular, you have like an additional crest right there.
Yeah, you've got patches for
there's an American flag on that one, dude. It's got a ton going on.
And I have no idea why there was an American flag there, but there was. Anyway,
Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, but it's very busy, and then they would eventually adjust to have just the crown. And I've got a Cristobal Huet. This is a rookie, Cristobal Huet, and he's got an all-time mask.
What is that? That's like
it's
like a Van Beezer.
Yeah, it's just a lion. Totally clashes with the colors, but I respect the hell out of it, and it looks like, you know, one of the default masks that you can set your goalie as in EA or whatever.
I kind of like the hot contrast.
But I like it too, actually, and this is a good set. I love the faded purple in the background.
Yep.
And I think this might be my favorite Kings jersey. I don't know. I really like it. I like the accents of purple, and it's obviously a lot less busy than whatever's going on over there.
Yeah, totally.
The Los Angeles text along the bottom is cool too, but
yeah, it's pretty classy. Yeah. It's one that we both definitely grew up seeing a lot. And as we'll talk about later, the fact that there is some color in the jersey makes it a lot more attractive than what is to come. But we're not quite there yet. So I have a couple to show here. I have, again, just straight goalies. This was not planned at all.
Awesome. I love that.
This is that exact jersey in the white.
Oh, perfect.
Mathieu Guérin.
I love the gear.
I love the Reebok black pads.
Oh, those are beautiful.
It's quite an intense setup he's got going there. But yeah, you can see it's pretty much mirror image. There's a little more pinstriping up at the top. Mm-hmm. The black pinstriping just isn't visible on that particular jersey. But another really classic Kings logo.
Yeah,
nice and simple.
That's a great setup.
And this, in contrast to your Felix, this is the alternate jersey that they wore for a couple.
Oh, wow.
The full purple, same pads.
You mentioned this in the last episode, didn't you?
Yeah, they wore a full purple. Okay. I would like maybe I'll bring this a little closer so that the camera can see this.
Yeah.
If you look right here, look at the neckline of this card.
Oh wow!
That is not
gray V.
That is not part of the mask. That is just a deep huge cut.
That and if feels like a misstep.
If you look at pictures of that jersey online, it is the ugliest, weird neckline. I don't know what they were trying to do. It's really weird. It is very gross, but the jersey itself is sick.
I love that, actually. It looks so much better without all these freaking patches.
It does, yeah.
And it looks better in purple too. And yeah. He has a great set of pads. I love those Reeboks with the purple accents.
Oh yeah, they're hard to beat. So that's kind of the era that they went to for there. And now we have the dark days. I mean, maybe not the dark days. If you're in LA,
not that bad. Like it's just so Mid? I don't know.
It's so bleh. If you're an LA Kings fan, maybe this means more to you because
of course they won all their championships.
Because they won all their championships with this set of cards.
Yeah.
You have some.
I've just got one. I've got an alternate. I think they use this for the Stadium Series. I don't know, but it looks even worse, I think, than just a full black. It's just plain gray. Like, why would you go for a gray jersey?
Yeah, the gray is not the best look, in my opinion. I don't mind gray as a whole.
Yeah, like, I mean, our like it's just.
I played for our high school team, and we had
gray, weren't they?
It was dark green. It was primarily dark green, but it had lots of gray accents.
And that's fine.
I think the gray works really, really good as an accent color because it was just dark green. It was gray, like wolf gray, and it was, no pun intended, and it was black, and it looks really, really slick. It was a nice uniform, even with just a dull color like gray instead of white. But the whole gray...
All gray and then just black and then just relegating the nice logo to the pants.
Yep. And
like, come on.
And I also have a Jeff Carter here. And this is the LA Kings jersey.
Regular.
Right? And you can see what they've done is they've taken the crown from the last jersey set. They've moved it down and kind of created kind of a coat of arms, like a little shield. I guess this would be the coat of arms, the old one. But they've got the shield jersey. It's got weird pinstriping down the side, down the sleeves of the arm, and part of that...
That's a good shot, though. The hat trick shot, that's really cool.
Yeah, you got all the hats in the background. Jeff Carter, kind of an underrated sniper for a lot of his career.
I wonder if it talks about his hat trick. Yeah, it must. This must have been.
Tear.
It references a hat trick in a 5-1 win over Nashville. So I like it when the photo corresponds with the info on the back.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. This is what the home jersey looks like from that set. Which I kind of prefer the whites to the
that's fair.
blacks just because the black and black on black is just not my favorite. I like having that at least it's a white jersey. Like you have to have a white jersey.
Yeah.
I've got another Doughty here. This is one of my favorite Timmy's cards, but
oh, that's nice.
The Stadium Series.
Really nice. That's actually a nice jersey. Like it works. That one works.
Yeah, that one's not bad at all. Do
they have the silver buckies, or is that white?
That's white.
Okay.
That's not the...
I respect the silver buckets. I respect the silver and the gold buckets.
The silver
from
and
LA and Vegas.
They're so bright.
It's just something different.
Yeah. It's it's definitely quite the look. I'm looking to see if I have any silver bucket cards, but I don't think I do. The last one I wanted to mention from this particular era, it is an alternate, but it kind of sets the stage for what is to come, and that's the alternate throwback to the 90s, and that's where you have your almost old/new Kings logo.
Well, that looks clean. Like, that logo is just a better logo.
It's just a better logo than, and maybe that's why I have the biggest issue with this. Maybe it's not even the color of the black, the white, and the gray, but the fact that they're switching to the silver that you saw in the alternate this year, where they are going to go with like a silver flake Vegas style mixed in. I think that's going to be really, really nice.
It's good. LA, you've improved, but there's still a little work to be done.
There's still a little work to be done. So that's our LA Kings.
Yep.
Do we want to do a little rundown, a little less complicated jersey history because they aren't quite as old,
storied,
as the Kings, but we do have some ducks to go over here.
Yep. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Little screen wipe as we get set up.
We're going to start the Ducks jersey history now. Just going to run through it.
Yeah.
They got a few less jerseys than the Kings, so it'll be a little quicker, but...
Sure. You want me to...
You can go ahead.
Okay.
You can throw that one up there.
This is the OG Mighty Ducks jersey, not from the movie, but I believe this was used in D2.
Oh, really?
D2 or D3.
I only saw the first one.
I am most familiar with the original Mighty Ducks, but I know that this is actually the jersey they used.
It's pretty. It's a very pretty jersey.
I love that. The teal, and I mean, this is more teal than it is. There's not really a whole lot of purple in this one.
Yeah.
They did go on to use quite a lot of purple in their jerseys.
Yes, they did.
I don't know if you want to throw another Mighty Ducks up there. I've got a couple little random ones.
I've got a few Mighty Ducks. I'll throw this Ilya Bryzgalov Prospects. Love that card.
Those are some wild pads to have a white mask with.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he had obviously just been called up. But there's a great quote from Mike Babcock, incidentally, on here, who coached Ilya Bryzgalov in the AHL. But he said, "You think his English isn't that good until we give up a shorthanded goal and you hear me yelling at the bench." Which is a really good quote. Apparently, among Bryzgalov's ambitions in 2001-02 was to master English. So, good for him.
He got there because
he really did.
The world is so humongous big.
Because he is one of the premier
I think
just thinkers of our time.
He might be one of the only hockey players to achieve like mainstream level relativity with the why you have to be mad.
Yeah, it's only game.
It's only game. He's a good guy.
Yeah, apparently from the same town in Russia as Alexei Kovalev.
Nice.
But yeah.
You know what's interesting about that too?
It spells his name with a J.
It spells his name with a J. I'm just thinking that I have a Briz here for later, and it's got a Y.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna throw this Jaguar up here too because it's just such
Is that him with the
It's such a bittersweet card. Oh my god.
That is a brutal card. They have it immortalized?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
bud.
so bad.
Oh.
And to call it like season highlights.
His face is
His face. I'll bring it up.
So for
close.
those of you who might not understand, J.S. Jaguar is one of the most clutch playoff goalies of all time.
Yeah.
And in the 03 Stanley Cup run, where we get Paul Kariya off the floor, on the board. They made it to the Stanley Cup final versus the
Devils.
Was it the Devils?
Yeah.
And while they do lose, J.S. Jaguar wins the Conn Smythe in the losing effort. And this is just a shot of him receiving the Conn Smythe trophy.
Yeah.
With just
Jaguar's consolation, Conn Smythe trophy. Yeah. So it says, though gracious, he said he wished he could hoist the big silver one instead. He opened the playoffs with a 63 save win.
Well, that's the thing. They Detroit, and we talked about it with Lidstrom too. Detroit was a wagon.
They were a wagon.
For like
so the
20
fact
years.
that they made it past them, yeah.
Ridiculous. So that's...
He logged a 1.6 GAA, which is unreal.
And 5 shutouts.
Shutouts, including
5 shutouts.
3 in the Western Conference Finals, which is insane.
Against Minnesota. That kind of tracks.
How did Minnesota make there? Holy.
I guess was that the year they beat the Canucks?
It might have been.
It might have been. I know that there was a year, West Coast Express era, where they thought they had Minnesota in the bag, and then Minnesota came back, won against the Canucks.
Anyway,
very sad.
I feel like it's got to be said too that the Mighty Ducks logo here is one of the best logos in hockey.
It is, and I have a really weird 90s styling of that jersey to give you.
Do it.
With the Thomas Sandstrom.
That's a nice
the teal shoulders are like so weird.
Yeah.
I think I have a Solani somewhere too where you see it and it just cuts off like right here. There you go. Oh, well,
we've got both versions here, which is perfect.
It's such a weird jersey. Like that one, to me, not my favorite.
No, it's a really bizarre choice to have it just totally cut off right here.
Yeah, it's a weird color blocking palette for sure.
But it's unique.
It certainly is.
A lot going on, definitely.
Cannot argue with that.
This is a nice Sandstrom.
It is a nice Sandstrom. It's very late in his career at this point, but
yeah.
I will throw out maybe my favorite Mighty Ducks jersey of all time.
I'm so ready for this. Actually, I'm so excited. We got to clear the board for this.
This is one of my favorite cards of all time. Shout out to Pastime Sports and Games. This is it's not an expensive card, so it was just in their dollar bin, but the jersey is incredible, and the player is incredible, and everything about this. It's an early score card too, so it still says a Pinnacle brand, like underneath the score logo. Mighty Ducks.
That is so nice.
Paul Kariya.
With the crashing duck.
With the crashing duck is phenomenal. What I can't remember the name. The guy's got a name. They just put it on the reverse retro.
Wild Wing?
Wild Wing. That's it. So this is the green Wild Wing. You saw the white Wild Wing make an entrance like 2 years ago with the reverse retro. But the green, the teal, man.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. Paul Kariya, one of my favorite players of all time. There's another great shot of that jersey right there.
BC boy, of course.
Absolutely. He's just a local kid, which is always, it's hard to not cheer for them. But as the card says, blazing speed that I showed my wife. I probably showed my wife the off the
I've definitely talked about it
3 or 4 separate times and shown other Paul Kariya highlights, but an electric player.
Yeah.
Him and Timu were 2 of my favorite players growing up. Although we're not anywhere close to Anaheim, it was hard for me not to be a Ducks fan growing up with all the great Ducks players, not just for the Mighty Ducks, but for the Ducks themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's a great jersey.
It's a great.
And it must be mentioned.
This is one of the personal collection cards that I value dearly.
Yeah.
And then there came a time where there was a transitionary period, and they were going to create a new set of jerseys, Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, and they're referred to as the eggplant jersey. Yeah. And I think you have one or two.
I've just got one, but it's actually an Oilers card. But we've got a Joffrey Lupul eggplant jersey. It looks terrible.
It's a tough setup.
This has got to be one of the worst jerseys of all time. How do you go from what we just saw to this and think it's a good idea?
Now, I'm not quite as critical as you, but I will say I don't necessarily see this as like an NHL jersey. And maybe when I show this card, I have a Timu in that jersey. To me, this looks like this is an NCAA outfit.
Yeah, true, totally. Actually, true.
With the burgundy shells, the gloves, and the helmet, and that Yofa helmet. If anybody has a Yofa helmet in like a size medium, they want to send me. I will buy a Yofa helmet. And
so far you've asked for an Easton Synergy and a Yofa.
I'm slowly turning into Jesse. Not good, guys. But I totally would rock all of that stuff. Anything that I just played in a beer league game with a wooden stick a couple days ago. I snapped my twig in half, went flying into the stands. My wife's sitting in the stands with a bunch of friends. And she's like, "No, that's $200." Played with a wood stick. It was great. I do like this. Again, I like this as a uniform, as an NHL uniform. Maybe that's too specific. As an NHL uniform, maybe not.
It's okay, but even actually the alternate looks like a college.
It does. The MD
is like Minnesota department.
And this looks better because he kept his pads. But this is a Briz in the same jersey with the teal. So this jersey is. I don't know if is that teal tape on his stick?
I actually was about to say that too, because I think he put teal tape on his stick, guys.
I don't know.
Which is wild.
Teal tape, well, all colored stick tape is not allowed anymore in the NHL. You can only have white or black for goaltenders. Because he definitely has teal on the handle.
Yeah, no.
Which that's the same color as there. I think just the cutout with the white looks weird.
Yeah, no, but that's cool actually.
That's a weird. I didn't plan on talking about that.
I wonder if he has it in the one that I had up here. Yeah, actually, he's rocking it. He's rocking the teal tape in that one too.
Wild.
But the white knob. He had 2 rolls of tape. He was using 2 rolls.
I think, you know what, if you look here, I think that might be white. That might
be the case. Interesting.
So this transitionary jersey only lasted for 1 season.
Yeah.
And then the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim were sold. Disney sold the team, and we transitioned into the straight Ducks era.
Yeah.
And I've got.
I don't have. Oh, actually, you know
I've got a plain jersey here.
Why don't I be an obnoxious idiot and just pull this out?
That's wild. There's so much about that. That's wild.
I know.
Okay, well, I'll start with this.
You can start with that one.
That's its own.
But that's a great card too.
This is a Young Guns Jonas Hiller.
That's awesome.
Swiss man, and this perfectly encapsulates the jersey. I think in itself, it is so plain.
Yeah. That's rough.
I think the eggplant jersey. At least it has something going on.
Yeah. There's no shoulder elements, nothing going on there. Wow, yeah.
Even the orange is covered up by his pants, so it looks way more plain. But it just says right here, Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah, and that change was also bad. They should have kept the Mighty Ducks name.
They should have kept the Mighty Ducks name.
You don't have to be owned by Disney, because it's weird to have a team that's owned by Disney. Yeah, but keep the cool name.
Exactly. And Jonas Hiller, one of the craziest gear.
Yeah.
People in the NHL never rocked a design on his mask. He was kind of famous for just having plain masks. So he had a plain white and a plain black, and he would just switch depending on the uniform. He's got a lot of stuff going on here. Like I said, he's wearing like his Swiss
Yeah,
League.
you know what's weird is that he's got the correct colors for the glove and blocker, but not the pads.
Not the pads, and the stick has teal on the top.
The teal tape.
He's got the teal tape.
The teal tape.
He
Maybe it's
Brizz's
passed down.
tape. Yeah.
Maybe it's passed down through generations.
So that's the Jonas Hiller here.
I'm gonna check all my other Ducks goalies, see if they also have some teal tape.
He's got the Davos pads.
Yeah.
Kind of lethal. They didn't keep track of save percentage in the Swiss League. Just goes against average. So
interesting. That's a good little card.
I think this is a board clear. This is, for the reference, this is the logo. But now I can't.
I'm gonna take it out of here. This is a Emerson Eatham rookie numbered to 25 Artifacts jersey patch.
There is so much with this.
So Emerson Eatham, Canucks legend. I'll say that first of all, Canucks legend. And yeah, we got the close angle here, but yeah, 73 out of 75. This is the Emerald parallel with jersey patch. I'll take it out even.
Oh, that's risky. You might get some dust on it.
The corners are already freaking dusted. Because I actually won this in a giveaway when I was involved in the hockey card community on Instagram. Heavily involved. I entered a giveaway. I won a giveaway. It took like a year to ship to me. But yeah, this was part of the giveaway. And what's a bit of a bummer is that this memorabilia has been certified to us as having been used in a rookie photo shoot. Not
even a game.
This is not game used. This is just player worn. So at a certain point, you know, we can touch this up and we can say that Emerson Eatham put this on. He didn't wear it in a game or anything like that.
He was scratched too often to play in a game. Every other player gets a game. Emerson, that's a wild player to have.
I know.
We can just go through the layers. It's a rookie card.
Yeah.
It's an Artifacts. He's on the Ducks, but it's not an actual jersey that he wore in a game.
Like game-worn jersey. Just like a photo shoot.
Canucks legend. And it's Emerson Eatham in itself. That's just a wild jersey card.
That's bizarre. But yeah, he had 10 points in his rookie year. He's from California, actually, interestingly. Apparently. But yeah.
That's a weird one, man. That's about as weird as it gets.
Not game used or anything, just player worn. It's been used in a rookie photo shoot. You know, we don't even know if he was the rookie that was being photographed.
To be fair,
for this jersey.
They could have just been like, "Hey, do you want to put this on? You're a prospect. Let's just put it on. Okay, take it off. We need to.
We're gonna put this in an Emerson Eatham card.
Yeah, that was their vision all along.
Yeah, who knows?
You got any more regular Anaheim Ducks cards? Or are we moving on to
not regular?
Okay, you got.
Why don't I throw this one in here right away? This is a Corey Perry. Dual materials. I think I won this in a giveaway too. I was a bit of a hound on the giveaways back in the day. This is a Corey Perry, and he's actually wearing in the photo a nice little alternate that I like from Anaheim.
Yeah.
This is just a jersey, not a patch or anything, but I believe this has been certified as being used in an official NHL game, which is great.
We're stepping it up one layer at a time.
Yeah. Anyway, nothing too much to say about that. Which is great because we have so much to say about all these base cards and stuff.
Totally.
All right. In summary, this is what the Ducks have right now.
Yes, we had some camera issues there.
The top-down angle ran out of storage, but we got a little bit back.
This is what the Ducks are looking at right now, and this is what we kind of theorized. It's going to be a something kind of that-ish. Hey?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. And
what
again,
if they went back to the eggplant? That would be crazy.
What about
There'd be
orange
riots.
and purple?
Orange and purple eggplant?
Like instead of black on here.
Oh, that could be interesting.
You throw on the eggplant.
I would dance with a orange and purple combo.
Yeah, I mean, contrasting colors, guys. If you remember your color wheels, you learned in like grade 4.
Yeah.
Purple and yellow are contrasting colors. Purple and orange are pretty close. Mm-hmm. They don't work great on everything, but I think that would kind of be sick.
That would kind of rock, actually.
Like a dark eggplant, so it's like kind of just replaces the
black. Anaheim, I don't know if you're listening, but we know you've probably decided already, but
take notes.
If you haven't actually decided and you're just stalling.
All right, so
random card of the day.
This kind of brings us into the last segment here.
And
random card of the day.
It's been a long episode, but it's been a good one.
It has been. I think in my random card, I'm just going to try to grab it here. I've got a couple different options because I've kind of just got a binder set up with rando cards
that you want to.
I don't know. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go? I know you've got a heavy hitter.
I can go first and you can kind of search or think about it while I'm doing it.
All right.
But yeah, just pulled this out, discussing earlier today. This is, I don't even know what year, because it doesn't say like a copyright or anything.
He looks real happy on the back.
He does. This is a Frank Mahovlich, Zellers, Legend of Hockey.
Canadian legend franchise.
Masters of Hockey, Zellers. Yeah, so I thought about this for food brand, but I figured, Zellers, they sell more than just food, so whatever. Or they did, anyway.
The Zellers that we did have here died in like 2012, but it did have a kitchen. And let me know if, I feel like I talked to half of the people that I talked to, like, oh yeah, I sort of remember having it there. And then other people are like, no, it never had a kitchen.
Like, what do you mean by kitchen? Like a restaurant?
It had a full-on restaurant where you could go and buy food. Yeah, it had the black and white tile floor. It was kind of by the toy section.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I would just go for the toy section and either get Lego or hockey cards.
It was a pretty grody kitchen. It was like pretty 80s, 90s heavy. And I just feel like the pizza were kind of, all I can remember is that it had pizza, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, there you go. Anyway,
Zellers.
Yeah, this is a complete promo. I've never seen any of the other cards like that are presumably in this set, but they gave Frank Mahovlich like a jersey. They gave him, like, he knew that he was doing a Zellers photo shoot because the actual logo for, like, the subset says Zellers.
Look at how happy he is to be doing this photo shoot.
He's thrilled to be here.
This is like way post-retirement. Yeah. He's like 60 years old in this picture.
So it's just bizarre because, his first year in the NHL, it says here, is 57, 58. Elected to the Hall of Fame in 81. He won 6 Stanley Cups with Toronto and a couple in Montreal.
Yeah.
Or 4 in Toronto, 2 in Montreal, it seems like. His most memorable year in the NHL was 70-71. He was traded that year and won the Stanley Cup in Montreal. So I don't know what to say about this one.
The player speaks for itself. The card
He's a great player.
The card is wild.
The card is bizarre because like they had like a proper like graphic design team go in and design like a pretty like
it's a good looking card.
Yeah, for some promo jerseys, they just kind of like throw them in a white jersey with like some blue stripes or whatever.
Yeah.
This is like, it's got like a Zellers star on it or whatever. I don't know.
It's got a good, like, it's a good set of threads. Yeah. Like, I'd rock that.
So if anyone has any of these jerseys, you can reach out to me and we can set something up because I would rock this so hard, the Zellers Masters of Hockey jersey. But yeah, that's my random card of the day.
Okay. I love it.
What do you got for us?
I've kind of been deciding between a couple, and there's one of them it's a very common card, so I think I'm gonna opt out of it. Today I will choose my wife's favorite card of all time.
This is the Marissa pick.
This is a Marissa hot pick.
We'll have a segment every time.
Wife's picks. I like that. I wasn't even convinced that this was a hockey card at first, but it has him in uniform in the back of the card.
Okay.
This is a sidelines Luke Richardson with the model rocket.
Oh my god.
He is wearing that Neil from the Santa Claus sweater. Yes. It is a wonderful, look at him. It's lit. It's about to launch. He's just holding a model rocket in his hand. It's on fire.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
that's amazing.
So this is a very popular Pinnacle, like when you look at the weirdest hockey cards to ever exist, Pinnacle's sideline series is just weird. There's a lot of weird cards. I'm sure it'll come back up at some point.
That's awesome.
Luke
Rocket
Richardson,
builder.
And again, it doesn't say a whole lot. It's just, hey, he's
resumed a childhood activity.
Yeah, and he just launches his model rockets over the skies.
That makes him sound like a terrorist. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's weird. Luke Richardson, notable Oilers defenseman. And
notable analyst.
And
I wonder if he knows about this. I mean, probably. I wonder if he brings it up ever, you know? On the panel.
I will say...
who's he panel with?
I didn't know he was still a panel.
I think maybe he isn't anymore, I don't know. Anyway, what were you saying?
I was gonna say this could be a weird. I want to say he's related to Jacob Chikrin. If we Google it and he's not, then you'll never see this because it was edited out of the video. But I want to say he's like the uncle of
It could be.
Jacob
Could be.
Chikrin. So the bloodline is still flowing in the NHL. It's
the bloodline, the sideline.
the bloodline, the sideline. I have some bloodlines cards too.
Yeah, there's a beret one that's really good where they're like roller skating.
Yeah,
whatever,
the two of them.
right? Yeah.
So that's my random card of the day. It's nothing crazy, but it is.
It's
the
pretty
Marissa
crazy.
pick.
It's pretty crazy.
For a hockey card, it's kind of weird. Yeah, epic
Rockets
fit.
flying over the skies of Ontario.
I would love that sweater. I would rock that sweater.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
I got to
if
go to
you-
Value Village with
Yeah.
with Boggs Clogs and pick me up
Shadow Bogs Clogs.
on Instagram and find me a sweater like this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's all I got. I think that'll be it for this episode.
That'll
We've gone
be
on
it.
for quite a while already.
Quite a while.
We've got the 2000s. Great pickups from this, actually. In a concluding segment,
Let's go back over these. Hold
me
on.
and Mike are going to be
Real
fighting
quick.
over
Yeah.
the
We got a
Wolski and
Wojtek Wolski rookie class, which is awesome. A Chris Kalanos in the Kachina. Ryan Kessler gold parallel. Matthias Sapovalev. John Carlson. Sam Reinhardt.
got some junior cards mixed in, yeah.
Yeah, Shane Johnson.
Godyanuk,
Godyanuk.
Smeal, Ennis, and
Stan Smil is
Provorov, right?
awesome. And Ennis and... I don't want to put Provorov on the top.
There he is.
There we go.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. We'll fight over these off camera. We'll get our puck doku set up for next week, and go Oilers, guys. Can they complete the reverse sweep?